Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of Podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone. What is going on right now? I think that I'm in love with Matthew Kachuk. Are you guys all drunk?
Welcome in to episode 319 of the Real Life Podcast. I'm Tyler Remchuk, Jay Chalmers, Bag Milk, Wanye. We are so close to being back in studio. We should sound better today, though. Before we get into all that, I need to let you know the podcast is brought to you by the HGA Group. You can find them online at the HGA Group. Their business services help you do your business better. Like when they helped me build this new studio I'm currently sitting in.
It's unbelievable. The company that does your accounting can help you build your podcast studio. What an array of services HGA offers. What a fine firm.
I got to say, I'm jealous. I see three of you at the new Nation HQ and I'm still at home and Chalmers is still at home. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Well, that's real life, though. Wherever you can get your seat and come on the podcast, that's where you're doing it from. Chalmers is stacking papers officiously. Throw a staple on there, Charles. Good
staple.
Work. Yeah.
You're gonna get a double staple or no?
It's called multitasking. No double staples. Only 2 pages, bro.
All right, just checking.
But I do got a 3-hole punch it too. If you want to watch that.
Yeah, if you could.
That's a lost
Get
art.
it in the binder.
There we go.
I can't remember the last time I 3-hole punched anything.
Well, you got to when you got job binders, bro.
You got floor binders, right, Chalmers? You got 4 binders on the floor.
Oh, no, I just finished one up. So now I got 3.
There you go. Yeah, I know Chalmers keeps his binders on his floor. I listen.
Duotangs. The kids still use those duotangs. Remember folding over those tabs and these. I'm surprised. Have you ever bent over metal like a bunch of times and that shit like will break off after about 5 or 6?
Oh, yeah.
That's when it's time for a new duotang.
How did duotang metal stay so intact? And you're constantly bending it up,
my friend.
Half flubber.
Yeah.
Is it aluminium?
It's also an art to try to make your duotang as thick as possible and fold over just a suggestion of metal just to hold it all in.
That's late in the year when your duotang's full of all your quizzes.
Full of learnings, knowledge.
Oh, yeah. I remember one time at the end of a school year in like junior high, a kid in grade 9 gave me all his duotangs and binders with all the quizzes and everything like that. And I was like, I am ready for grade 9. I'm the smartest man. I brought it all home. Like a month later, I came home. My mom's like, oh, I threw away all your school stuff. And I was like, oh, that was going to be my straight A's through grade 9. But I couldn't tell her I was planning on cheating. So the whole caper fell to shit. And
that's a burn. That's like when your mom throws away like hockey cards or something.
Oh my
Just
God.
a devastating day. Or it's something you've been keeping that really you shouldn't have been keeping. But you know how you get like obsessive about shit when you're a kid? You're like, I don't know, something to do with like all these sports teams and you think it's fucking awesome, but it's really not. And then it's
crazy
it
that hockey cards are bouncing back in value. Like it was a valueless industry. And now all of a sudden they're making a case.
Huge.
Coming back heavy.
I'll still hold a grudge against my dad for giving away my Super Nintendo.
Oh. He just gave it away. What do you mean? He just gave it away?
Yeah, he donated it, which in itself is a nice gesture, but I'm selfish and I wanted it. So
during the window where when you played it all the time, he gave it away?
No. After I'd ever played it, but you know, it was just the fact of the matter that he did.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, you know what?
Shit out of it right now.
Oh, I think without question.
I think I just told a story about that like about 5-6 months ago, maybe even longer. But when I was this is actually like around Christmas of last year because I got my kids like a legit like Nintendo, like a refurbished Nintendo online. And I knew that my parents had my old Sega Genesis at their house. Like it was just in one of those closets that they have that's full of like your old stuff. And so I said, I'm like, I got to go get this thing and see. And I had like Sonic, it had a bunch of good games. Blades of Steel probably was there. And when I went there to go find it, my mom had like just retired and just cleaned out all that stuff. And so we were talking like 3 weeks before I went. And it had sat there for like 10 years and I never cared about it.
That was mine too. I easily sat there for 10 years, but then when I found out that I could no longer play Mario Kart as I wanted to on that specific day, very, very upsetting.
Actually didn't even work anymore though.
Probably. I don't even know
developer. Oh, sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I probably don't even have the right cables on the back of my TV to plug those babies in anymore. I don't know if I have the little coax back there.
Jeff Siegel, who is our programmer, he gave me a game emulator. And it has like every single Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega 8-bit, Genesis, Neo Geo. Like there's probably 5,000 games on it. It's crazy. And what's crazy is how little disk space all those games take. Like a 30-second clip on your phone is probably more data than like Dragon Warrior was in 1992 or whatever it was.
So that disc that you showed us before we started recording, who knows what kind of games could have been on there, Waddy? We will never know.
I was joking about it before the show started. We were moving offices and I found like, what is this? A 3.5 inch disc
floppy.
from God knows when. And it says Wanye's disc on it. And I was like, I wonder what's on here. And like, how would I even look at this? Like I hold it up to a Bluetooth chip and suddenly the data goes.
It's got one song by Master P on it. And it's
That's all it can hold.
Yeah.
I always found it funny they called them a floppy disk, even though it was a hard case.
Because a 5 1/4 was floppy.
Yeah, they were floppy.
The big ones, the big ones were floppy. Yeah.
My niece she's 19, and we were cleaning out at my dad's place, and there was a bunch of those floppies there, those 3.5s or whatever. And she picked one up, and she's like, "Oh, cool! I've never seen a save button like this before." It's like, how fucking dare you?
How do you have a niece that's 19, but you're like 21? How does that work?
That's right. Hail Satan.
Oh, whoa.
Super old sibling?
Yeah, that's right. I was a mistake, Wanye. So I've got some siblings that are far older.
Oh dear.
Yeah. If that's what you wanted, there you got it.
There you got it. Let's unpack this one now.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some emotional trauma there to unpack.
Anyways.
Wow. That was a long well, hey,
I don't know how
you're
to
talking over each other. Yeah. Either you're talking over each other, it's a 45-second pause. There's no middle ground in this show.
I'm thinking the listeners should be able to tell who's using our brand new microphones as well on today's episode of the pod. Because there's three.
Well, listen,
sounds good.
If I had known that we were recording at the studio today, I would have been at the studio today, but I'm at my house. Jealous.
Will you leave Casa Milk?
If I'm coming to the studio, yeah. I was at Nation HQ the other day. It was lovely.
Okay, but wait, JR and Wanye, you guys are in your office, right? And your Emchuck's in the studio, or are you all three in the same room?
In the same building, but not
in the same building, but in different rooms.
Yeah,
We're doing it this way for the Zoom call because it'd be weird if we're all in the studio on Zoom.
It would sound probably.
That ironically didn't sound good. I don't know what you said.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden?
Yeah,
Oh, God. Mic check.
You're good. Your internet just shit out on you for like half a second. You're fine though.
Or are you suggesting, Tyler, that there's an opportunity for me to come to the office and steal one of those microphones that you've got right there?
No.
My house.
Your Emchuck, defend the microphones.
Yeah, so there is the nice part about these is that they are super easy to take on the go, but we only have 5 of them, and we need to keep them here in this podcast studio for our 5-man podcasts. The good news is, though, that I ordered some of the adapters that Jay used to use to hop in on these. So Bag Milk, there's an extra microphone sitting under the desk right now, and there's an adapter that should be here either today or tomorrow. So you can actually have a good one at home as well for when you're doing whatever you do at home.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Otherwise, I was gonna demand that you take an inventory of those new mics, and then I was gonna steal them when you weren't there because I now have a fob to get in.
I don't know how to mute this new mic, and I just went to cough, and I knew I couldn't, so I like suppressed it. And I think my ear hurts now because you're not supposed to keep a cough in, right?
Popped a blood vessel in your eye. Just
Oh, good. My hair grew an inch. That's healthy.
There's a mute button on the back. Again, these mics are fancy. They're all touchscreen and stuff. Very cool.
Yeah, I see it.
If you're listening to this right now, there was a show outside the show before we started recording of Old Man Downton and Old Man Wanye figuring out.
Hold on. Just because I don't know how to work a $5,000 microphone doesn't mean I'm old.
It was an experience, I tell you. I promise you.
Yeah, Jay couldn't figure out how to connect his microphone, and he just didn't plug it in enough. He only plugged it in halfway.
Who's got time? Who's got time to see it through and plug it in? Like, I thought just things plug themselves in these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have an actual hockey question that I've been meaning to ask Chalmers on text and haven't, so I could ask him in person, I suppose. Chalmers.
Yeah.
Do you like Perlini like I like Perlini?
I don't know who Perlini, like I know who he is.
Chalmers.
But like I haven't seen
the franchise.
I haven't seen I mean I've been following his meteoric rise through this off season, and I've been, but have I laid eyes on him on the ice? Does he pass my sight test?
Are you not watching these streaming games?
Okay, do your eyes see goals getting scored?
Yeah.
Well, no.
If they did, then you would know.
But I can smell. He passes the smell test, but not the eye test.
Well, luckily the game's on TV.
Smell what's cooking.
It's easier today.
Oh, nice. Is it really? Hey, preseason on TV. Look at this.
Sportsnet 1 tonight and Saturday. So off the streams.
The last
makes
game.
Life a lot easier.
So here is what I'll break your heart with.
Oh no.
If you give me the option to watch an exhibition game, Oilers versus who the hell are they playing?
Vancouver.
Canucks, followed by the Canucks, followed by the Canucks again.
If that game is on Sportsnet 1, yet the Seattle Seahawks are playing the LA Rams on 211, I'm going to be choosing the football game. I'm not going to lie to you. This is a
very on brand
game
for you. And this is why you don't know who Brandon Perlini is.
Yeah, well, wake me up when October ends, when the season starts.
Man, we're less than a week away, baby.
I know. Okay, but
this momentum is so momentous.
Do you want to know how much I know about this? He's sitting out tonight. He's not even playing. So what the fuck do I need to see?
Really?
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
They got to rest up there.
They finally rested. They've been riding him like a stallion.
He didn't play. He didn't play last game either.
He went up to Dave Tippett and he said, "Listen, I'm carrying this team in the preseason. I need a fucking break." You know.
He said, "Listen to me. I'm Rick James now. Fuck off and give me some rest."
Do you think Tippett said to him, like, "Look, you've made this. There's nothing more you need to do. We're going to give you a couple days off, and you can sit in the press box and you can observe and just get used to this life, bro. Get used to this life.
Cash them checks."
Cash them check. Go buy yourself a
converted.
Nice
Let's go.
They're actually, this is his tryout for how good of a healthy scratch he can be. Like how much popcorn does he eat? What's like in the room before the game? Like they're just trying out what kind of healthy scratch he is.
Why would you healthy scratch who's the guy who's going to be your leading scorer this year? Your Remchuk. Boom. Oh yeah.
I'd be the worst healthy scratch. I'd just be drinking Ryan Cokes up there. Aren't you sitting by yourself?
Stinking like booze. The old tie starts to loosen up. It's around the head.
Everybody just lost, and you come down to the room and you're like, "Boys, good effort out there."
I mean, win or lose, drink your booze, right?
I'm going to take a reach here. If your regiment was to do that, you probably wouldn't have become a professional hockey player. I think.
Not true.
You just this is how
it goes without saying.
The healthy scratch Chalmers, though, he's rolling up into the press box with the Slurpee, and it's January.
Yeah,
but that's got a fresh dose of rye in it.
That'd be
yeah. Well, yeah, coffee's so good for you, and they all just walk in with their coffee cups.
Now, Jay, I had a question for you. You must have been thrilled to see Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod, your childhood heroes, triumphantly return to media with none other than Connor McDavid.
Yeah. That was impressive. I was thinking I was choosing my words I want to say because I was going to slam something.
You love preamble. You love.
I love Joanne McLeod. She was my childhood crush.
I love the fusion. They guided me through my childhood. They kept me on the rails as a child.
They kept you fit.
They kept me fit
and
they
kept
me off the streets, and I was having fun.
I was shocked to find out they're married. Like, I guess I'm not, but I am kind of like.
Well, I'm kind of happy. Like it's it's kind of
brought
nice.
them together.
They're the first power couple ever introduced to me as a human.
So they made a Go Auto ad for anybody who missed it, and I think that's Connor's best work. He looks funny. He's well timed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They finally actually did something good with him.
I think he's getting better and better as the years have gone on. I find his commercials far more enjoyable now than in his rookie season.
Don't you remember that he did an EA Sports ad for NHL whatever year he was on the cover, and he did that thing where he pretended to be a Flames fan, and like that was really good. He has a CCM commercial that's pretty good as well. I think he's like, I've heard he's kind of grumpy when he does them, but like he's good at them.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I like to break shit down like this, and that ad, I mean, it's probably due to COVID, but I don't think you're selling that many cars if there's not a single person.
That's the irony. There's no inventory, right? He's like, sold one.
They're selling cars like, whoa, our friends at Sherwood Ford are doing very well.
Oh, no. But there's no.
Also because they're amazing service.
Chuck in a couple extras in the commercials, what I'm saying, as like people that might actually be shopping there. But yes, he is.
There's no people in the ad because of social distancing.
It is. No, I get that. But here's my thing with Connor is like, he doesn't post a single thing. The only time you see him just listen, in the regular season, in the off season, all he does is not post on Instagram, not post on anything. The only way you'll get to see him is if he's in the background of one of his girlfriends and you follow her. Right. And so that's how you get your Connor McDavid. So she's getting the Connor McDavid bump there. And you know that to be true. And then all of a sudden it's like, he comes back to Edmonton. It's time for hockey season. And it's like ad Adidas working out on the side of a hill somewhere. Ad
it doesn't matter. Every 12 months a year, it's all ads.
Yes, I know. But just like,
you want to know why?
Yes, Okay,
He doesn't care about creating social content.
Yeah.
He cares
I
about
don't
being
care
the
about
best
him
fucking
winning
hockey
cups with
player
the
in universe.
Oilers.
I
I'll
don't care
gladly
about
watch
him
an Adidas
creating.
ad, Connor McDavid.
Yep.
I don't.
I'll drink the
care
pink
More
one.
ads.
Yep.
Watching social content or him creating social content. I want to know the player. I want to get to know him. At least, you know
He's too
what
busy.
I don't want
Doesn't
him
have
doing?
time.
I
He's
don't want him
training.
doing the Austin Matthews doom that.
Oh my goodness.
The one that's like, tell me, answer these
You
questions.
know the
on
whole
Tik-
dance,
on
Chalmers?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's so
everywhere.
stupid, but watch
So-
this.
Yeah, watch me
No.
do the exact
No.
dance perfectly in time.
You guys all know what it is. It's from TikTok, and it's one of those things where you like, it's like, they say ask a question and then or whatever, and they do this little dance with their hands, knocking them together and shit. Austin Matthews did that. I don't want to see that out of my captain. Oh, captain, I don't want to see that.
I'm gonna do those, but I'm only gonna do questions people ask me about the real life podcast. I'm gonna make a little TikTok. And we'll
Oh
put
my
it-
God, Kate, you have to do
it.
one
Do
now.
it. You're
No, you
do it.
have to do one today. I want to see
The only
it because-
question about the real life podcast is when is it going to be canceled?
And why do you still do this?
Okay, so from
Question
breaking
one,
down,
why don't you guys record it and post it live because of everything Chalmers said?
Yeah, because Chalmers is a walking liability.
from breaking down the videos of that TikTok, I want to know two things after you do it. Number one, because you can always see it in these people's faces. It is not as easy to keep up to the music as it looks, as it may seem, doing the hand thing. And so you can always tell that people are constantly thinking about like the first one or two, and then they start to get a little comfortable. And I guarantee you can't do it first take. I guarantee it.
I would take that bet. I bet Tyler can do it because he and I send each other TikToks quite often, Chalmers, and I know he is a student of dance.
Like ones that you make.
Well, somebody makes them.
You dance around? Oh,
No, but
not of
like
yourself
dancing ones
and
of
prancing.
you. Is it one where you lift up your shirt and show your tight waist and then your
Of course.
pretty face,
Of
and then you turn
course.
around and you show your big
You
back?
did the dance bag milk where you put your arms down your pants sleeves and did
Yes,
some
I
sort
did.
of crossover play.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that
I
was
did.
good.
That was good content right there. Follow us
Okay.
on TikTok at Oilers Nation.
So I'm gonna hijack this now and tell you.
Oh, now you are?
social media.
Oh, wow.
Now I am, but no, like I'm gonna take it in a different direction. But it has to do with social media, and I am having a tough time with social media because I have not yet watched Squid Game, and every single thing on social media right now, in some way or another, references Squid Game. Now, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's a series on Netflix. It is out of Korea, I think. So
Just
it's
like
got
Gangnam
subtitles. Right.
Yeah, you can get it dubbed.
this-
I watched the first episode last night.
This
dubbed.
out of Psy and Gangnam Style, out of BTK, the
BTK.
Korean pop band BTK,
BTK.
and then this Squid Game. I am not sure which one is going to be the most popular thing to come out of Korea because it is blowing up. From what I gather, it's a show about like a small town has a game, and if you win it, you win like massive prizes. But if you lose, you die.
It's Blade Runner meets Hunger Games.
Based on a true story?
Based on a true story. Yeah.
Like, is it worth watching? Like, is it?
I don't know.
live up to
I
the
only
hype?
watched the first episode. So the first episode was kind of, it ends really strong, but kind of moves really because they're doing character development for the main guy. And I was just kind of like, whatever.
Is it a
But,
reality show or a scripted show?
No, it's
Oh,
a scripted
it's real
show.
life. Yeah, no, like
You think they're executing people on Netflix, Bag Bill?
People get gunned down.
Well, I'd like to see that. I'd watch that.
God damn it. Anyways, I did also start the first one last night. I was at my computer and I just, and sometimes I just need to take a break, and it was pretty late. And I was like, I need to see what this thing is. So I just searched it up. And after about 10 minutes, I was like, I think I'm in. I'll watch this. It
You got
seems
in on
kinda-
the first 10 minutes. I was like, this like, I know what
Well,
they're doing. And I'm
see,
just
I
gonna
was
hang on
expecting-
'cause I know it's going to get better.
Chalmers, I was expecting you to lean into that docuseries that Netflix put out called Bad Sports or Bad Sport. That one's fucking awesome. I just watched it about the point shaving scandal in college basketball last night. That was episode 1.
Oh,
It was
there's
fantastic.
too much. What is it called? Bad Sport?
Bad Sport. Yep.
He's writing
Okay.
stuff down. We should give him other things to do too. While he's
No.
writing.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to pull it up. on
Chalmers,
the
you're
TV
gonna
right now and
love this
favorite
one.
it.
Chalmers is going to start watching it right now.
Probably
Perlini.
Give us a play-
P-E-R. Yeah, on the show.
An hour and
Give us a
10
play-by-play.
per episode. And the first one on the college basketball point shaving was amazingly good.
Is that Boston College?
That was ASU, Arizona State University.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
a Kelly Rudy type office scenario going in your house, Chalmers. Everything's rich mahogany and there's framed photos properly put on the wall. It's impressive.
Yeah, those computers. Yeah, but this computer,
Slowly
man,
getting stuff in my
alive.
office. And
You know what?
Be super happy.
I think I need a new Mac because I've just tried to save an Excel document 4 times and it told me that I didn't have permission to save it to 4 different files because Catalina automatically updated on my computer the other day. Now everything is slow as molasses. I don't get it, man. I'm freaking out. Now it's taking me longer to do everything on this
Never
computer.
update your OS. First rule of Fight Club.
Dude, but it was like on automatic and I shouldn't have had it on automatic. I get that.
Yeah,
but so just did it middle of the night. It snuck in. It was what do they call those midnight runs? It was a midnight run in my
like a thief in the night. Just snuck in and updated on you.
So I just turned on the computer
and throws his computer against the wall in the morning.
You should reach out to HGA and their amazing IT department. Shift Support, run by Nation's very own Mike Alexander and Co. Also built our studio.
There's an ad for you, Chalmers. That's like a Connor McDavid off-season Instagram.
Sounds like you need HGA. You probably actually do need HGA.
I feel like that stuff costs $1 million to have somebody come over to my house and like look at my computer and stuff. Is that stuff?
You can charge it. I'll charge you $1 million. I'll do it for half.
Yeah, I'll charge you $500,000 if you
I'll
feel
do
like
it for
that's
half
a deal. I'll figure it out somehow. I'll probably just call your Remchuck and have him walk over because I can't even fucking plug a mic into my computer. But we'll get there.
I just favorited Bad Sport. You know what was on when I turned on the TV? Right when I turned it on because of where I had left it off last night. A replay of last night.
I was just going to say that, but I thought you'd delete me.
No, that's only on the iPad.
Dose of shame.
No, a replay of the Dodgers Cardinals game, which was a movie script finish in Hollywood. My God, was that good? Like, if anybody didn't
they catch a guy in the stands who's been on the run for 23 years? I thought I
saw that too.
Yeah, that's all I know about baseball.
I saw that too. Yeah, the guy that has been on the land for a long time. They think they spot him in the crowd on the same day as they ID'd the Zodiac Killer. Big day.
That is probably the second craziest Chavez Ravine Dodger Stadium story. Because do you remember? Got
exonerated because of
the guy got exonerated because his alibi. He couldn't get anybody to give him his alibi. He was on like trial for murder, and then he remembered that Curb Your Enthusiasm was filming an episode in the stadium in his section that day. So the lawyers went to to Larry David and got all the footage, and they got a perfect shot of him sitting in the stadium at the exact time of the crime.
That's an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It is actually an episode. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Damn.
Yeah. Super cool. Anyways, the baseball game was unbelievable. We got home late from our hockey practice. I let my son stay up way later than he should have to watch this game. And thank God I did because it was a magical finish. I showed him that this guy hits a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th, tie game, runner on second. Walk-off home run. This guy didn't even start the game. He was a defensive replacement in the game, meaning, the dude started the game on the bench. Might not even have thought he might see the field and then is the hero, right? Like that changed that dude's life.
What's his name?
Just Chris Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Chris Taylor makes like just as much money as Connor McDavid.
It doesn't make him a hero.
Is that cool?
They kept saying last time on the broadcast, they were like the biggest home run of his life. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he's hit home runs in the World Series before as well.
Dude, he legitimately, that was the first question the girl asked him was that the most, like the biggest home run you've ever hit in your life? And he looked at her with like a grin, like, are you serious? Of course it was. That was the most important home run I've ever hit.
Well, he can't say no or he's the biggest douchebag in sports.
Yeah. In a wild card, hold on. You think this guy has hit a bigger home run than a wild card game, a 1-game play-in game, bottom of the 9th, 1-1 to win the game for the Los Angeles Dodgers, the reigning World Series champion. You're telling
Dodgers?
me
What's a wild card game?
I hate you guys
I wish there was
so focused on Brendan Perlini. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking
peekaboo. About. He uncovered his face.
I wish there was a way the NHL could incorporate some kind of wild card game situation, just because that 1-game play-in is so awesome.
They had
the only interesting baseball game of the year.
Once. Didn't they have to do it once with like the Rangers?
I feel like they did. I feel like
the Islanders because like there was a shootout or something.
Yeah, like didn't it come to a 1-game thing? I feel like that.
Didn't they have the same points and the same record one year? Some teams or something.
It was something like that.
Yeah,
but man, didn't they play-in games are so
anybody with a computer in front of them
play red light and green light
that works.
This is just the worst talking over each other episode we've ever done. And these new mics are shit. Chuck. They keep talking over each other.
You fucking take that back.
Well, us talking over each
has
other.
Nothing to do with this.
They sure are nice mics, Tyler. Huh? Thank you.
I actually don't think we are talking over each other that much.
What?
There's other episodes where I'm like, you guys, we all need to, and I just stay quiet because you guys.
You guys. You, the guy. That's the thing.
You, the guy.
You, that
You.
guy.
that guy.
We're
Okay.
here now.
I mean, we've covered a lot of stuff today so far.
Taylor
Baseball game.
Run in the 2020 World Series, Chalmers. He's had big home runs before.
He said
What's
it.
bigger,
You know, he
Chalmers?
said it, Tyler.
Enlighten me. Wild card game or World Series? What's bigger?
No.
Enlighten me.
If he doesn't hit that bomb, they might not win the game. Like, sure, it's
But if the guy
home run.
guy doesn't get a run in the third inning, they might not win that game. What if the guy didn't steal that base? What if that fan
Was it a
didn't get that
walk-off
toke?
home run?
Okay, put it on the poll. What's a bigger home run? Bottom of the ninth, the 1 game playoff.
Wild card
to
or
get-
World Series? That's it. That's the
that's
question.
what you
A
always-
winning
but that's
wild
what you
card
always
home
do.
run.
You always do that kind of thing where you leave out really important fucking details.
You
The details are is you always do that.
Runs.
Make it about life shit
We
now.
go
You
all the way
always
back to-
omit
No,
key information.
No, it's like Chumgate life shit. I'm not talking about like things that really actually
You're
matter.
going deep.
I'm talking about like all the way back to
Chumgate
Chumgate.
was a classic trial where both sides got to plead their case. So don't fucking play
character
that shit.
references were brought in.
Exactly. Witnesses.
I'll bet you put it on the poll. Put it on the poll. Put it on OilersNation.com. What is a bigger home run?
Okay,
hit?
now just
Oh,
hold your
in the
water.
third
You
game-
want to put a baseball poll on our perfectly good.
Yeah, I hope it gets 0 votes.
Yeah,
just for
and
that
everybody
reason.
just goes, "Who the hell cares?"
Oh no! You know what you should put on there? You should put, does Ryan McLeod deserve to be in second line center? You know, cool.
When that
Comments are
voice
gonna blow
comes
up on
out,
that one.
you're generally not telling us something that's true.
You always do that,
Being
Chalmers. You always
sarcastic.
use that voice when you're trying to mock us, I think. Underhand.
Always omit the nice voice.
You know, I'm really frustrated when I start to impersonate. That's how that usually turns a fight with the wife from a 5 to a 10.
You pull that out,
on the wife.
I don't.
Wow.
Sometimes I don't mean to. Sometimes it just slips. Yeah, I don't think it through. Come on, now we're at a 5. My plate turns off at like a 3,
Yeah.
And then just-
turns off.
and then just survival kicks in at that point.
Yeah, then it's about winning the battle.
Well,
What it
exactly.
takes. Get in the corners, elbows up.
Yep.
So what else
There's
do you
that
guys want
pause
to talk
again.
about hockey?
There's that
Well,
long
yeah,
pause.
just waiting.
No, it's good. It's good to have a long pause. It allows you one to take a deep breath and get ready
Pregnant
for the
pause.
next round of trying to find a way to piss Chalmers off.
It's like a palate
You
cleanser.
guys are doing a hell of a job today.
You know what? This podcast has been real great for a few weeks now.
This show ends with a murder on the air. That's how it ends. Bang!
Squid Game.
And the credits.
Chalmers, I got something for you.
No, you don't, because I'm going to talk about how much I love our friends at Twig and Berry.
Nice.
twigandberries.ca. You can use the promo code NATION15. They got their end of summer sale on right now. Load up for the fall time. Get some warm hoodies. Get some sweatpants. All of that. Promo code NATION15. 15% off. Bag milk. You may now share something with Chalmers.
Did you see the latest fight in the stands in the NFL, Chalmers?
What? I thought this week was like
Oh,
a blackout week for fights. I thought that people got their shit together
Bye
and
week.
weren't fighting. Okay. No, I haven't seen it. Looks like my social media feeds aren't keeping up. What is it? Where was it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I mean, it was on TMZ, and I'm trying to find the
Raiders
actual
fan
video.
and who was the other? Whoever the Raiders played.
It would, and they were swinging from the shoelaces, Chalmers. They were really.
I just put in Raiders fan fight. I'm sure I won't get any hits on the old Google with that one.
Yeah, it'll just be 65 pages of just nothing but Raiders fights.
76. Is that 1,100,000 results? Oh, Keenan Allen fan fights punches. Yeah, 23 hours ago. Here we go. And we watching videos live.
So
Exciting.
are we concerned there are going to be any of these fights at Oilers games this year?
No.
I mean,
Did I ever tell
I
you
think
about the time I saw a fight at the Drake concert in Edmonton?
The first one, the first event at the new arena.
Was that the first one?
That was the first thing at the arena. Was Drake?
No, it was his more recent one here. His second time through. So I was down on like the concrete main level, and like people are just kind of standing there, and there was this girl and a guy talking, and all of a sudden, just I don't even know why, it didn't even look like they were arguing. The guy just like reached back and fucking popped her right in the face. And like just saw it out of the corner of my eye, like his hand go back and hit her. I turned and I was like, what the fuck? And like everyone was kind of like, whoa. And this guy just takes off and he is like gone up the stairs, out of the lower bowl, like vanished. And there was like no one around him. So this girl's like on the ground. Her friends are like, oh my God,
the fuck?
Security is there like in a second. Like he's gone, security's there. You're like, holy shit. And security's like, what the fuck just happened? And I was like, I have no idea. Some guy just punched this girl. Like I had nothing to do with it. It was insane.
I'm watching. So there I've got two different fights happening in that Chargers Raiders game. One was in the stands, and I'm just kind of, it looks like it's like there's a couple punches, but it looks more like it's the breaking up phase. But then there's one outside of the building where one guy in a Chargers jersey just feeds 3 Raiders fans.
And I just posted
them all off. Yeah.
I just posted one from the Phillies Chiefs game as well. There were some good swings being had there.
Eagles.
Dude,
Eagles.
Okay, guys, there was 4 fights over this weekend. There's one in the stands of a guy in a Keenan Allen jersey fighting. There's another guy where a guy swings and just falls down the stairs, basically. Then there's one in the actual concourse of the stadium, and then one in the parking lot between like Cowboys fans and Chargers fans.
Look at the look on Chalmers' face.
Out of
He's
control.
seen society cracking in real time.
It's
Look
just
at the look.
out of control. Oh, that's got music. Oh my God.
I also want to shout out and Yaremchuk earmuffs because I know you don't like violent hockey, but that Nathan Walker fight last night was awesome.
Australian Nathan Walker?
Former Oiler legend Nathan Walker, Australian, oi.
The boomerang.
Who did he
Just the
fight?
cheekiest. I don't even know. He fought some guy from shitty
Raiders fan?
Yeah, he fought a Raiders fan in California.
He was at the Chiefs game.
Just the sneakiest left hand to drop this guy. It was great.
Let me see. There's been a couple of fights here that I can see. Yesterday there. Oh, here we go. Nathan Walker. I'll throw this one in the article on OilersNation.com. So versus Adam Beckman.
David Beckham?
David Beckham got in a fight. And it was very, very upsetting to see his fall from grace.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Teddy Peckman
also fought.
Chalmers, who's your favorite Beckham kid, Romeo or Brooklyn?
I'm a Romeo fan. He's the older one, right?
Yeah, the photographer.
Yeah.
Well
big Romeo fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that name, Romeo.
Oh,
yeah.
You're a big Capulet
romantic
Montague guy. Yeah.
You are a romantic, Chalmers. You probably wish you were named Romeo.
I can't even watch these fights anymore. They're so fucking stupid. I don't get it. Why
How do we solve the issues, Chalmers? How do
I
we
don't know.
solve
At the end of this article, it says the NFL needs to step in and do something because the craziness is getting out of hand with 4 more fights.
When I was at a Raiders game in Oakland, the SWAT team was there walking around. What more do you want the NFL to do? Have a helicopter hovering at center field, shooting into the stands if you fight?
They could do what some soccer leagues do, and they do not serve alcohol at games anymore.
Oh, that'll teach everybody.
Well,
yeah, you can only drink at halftime in view of the pitch, or you can be like Wanya and I and just drink all the non-alcoholic beer and think you're drunk. That works too.
Here's a good story for you, Chalmers. You'll like this. What year is this story, Jay? I'm old now, apparently, and I don't know how to work my mic.
Oh, shit. I think it's like 2014.
How do you even know what story he's going to say?
Because he just let into it.
Okay.
We went to a game in Amsterdam, an Ajax game, a soccer game. And you have to buy these cards to buy any food or drink in the arena. And they're not built like North American stadiums where you want to make money. These people apparently don't need to make money. The lines are super long. They're only selling you like cheese tortillas, weird shit. And we get
delicious.
these beers and they're €7 each or something. And we drink a whole bunch of them and then go meet a buddy after the game. Oh, Human Torch, friend of the nation.
Yeah.
And he's like, so how you boys doing? We're like, oh, we were at the game all day drinking. He's like, oh yeah, drinking. Hey, you feeling pretty good? We're like, yeah, we had like 7 beers each. We're huge soccer fans. And he goes, those are non-alcoholic beers.
Yeah,
and our jaws hit the floor because I felt hammered.
Well, we were during the game. We were. I remember saying, because there's 3 of us. I'm like, holy shit, I better slow down. Like I'm really feeling these beers.
Yeah, on non-alcoholic beer.
And then we'd look around and we're like, no one's drinking. Are we in the no fun section? Like, what the
Holy
hell's going on?
placebo beers.
We're just smashing it. Everyone's kind of looking at us.
Everyone's just like, who are these idiots chilling?
You guys are like the 16-year-olds at the party.
Water.
I'm feeling so drunk. You're like Max Scherzer last night after about 10 minutes of celebrating. I'm so drunk.
Who's Max Scherzer?
How?
Like, is that the guy who's married to Christina Aguilera?
Game?
He was the starting pitcher of the Dodgers last night. God, you guys for a sporting website sure don't know shit about sports.
I'm sorry. Do we have Dodgers Nation? We do not.
Well, you should maybe.
We've got Blue Jays Nation, and we will feed you with all that information.
Baseball's so boring. The games last so fucking long.
Yes.
Baseball's good on
162 boring games until you get to the play-in game.
Yes. I was a lifelong Jays fan for the last 2 months. And I will say about baseball, it's a great sport while you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a little bit slower. If Joe Buck raises his voice up, to look up at the screen. It's perfect.
It's not a good sport to watch with other people because it's so slow that you got to talk. Dude,
that'd be a good date game, Chalmers.
I would say that makes it a great sport to watch with other people. You can have conversation like while the game's going on, and you're not feeling like
it's action.
What if you're like that?
People adjusting to watch.
What if you're with like that one buddy who you like have never done something solo with before?
I'm going to with him.
Remember when you said you were like, me and you have never just done something, two of us. And I was
Earlston
yeah. So we
went to Earlston Palace together. We were 19. That was the only thing we've ever done solo. We've been friends since 1996. We've never done anything solo.
That's a testament to our friend game.
It is.
But to be fair, Chalmers, you rarely will put yourself in a situation where it's just a duo. You like a trio plus.
Oh,
yeah. The more the merrier is definitely
Chalmers.
One of my mottos. Well, it's not my fault. If I'm getting together with one, well, might as well make about 10 more calls and see if we can get 5. Why not?
I like how you're Chalmers. They'll delete it. I had a sexy call.
Yeah, I know. I knew it. Don't worry. I knew where you
knew where I was going with that.
Oh, but most likely, yes. And the answer is no.
I like how you are talking about people fighting in NFL games like you yourself have never been the cause of multiple brawls.
You always say that. And it's like,
it's true.
But it's not that as true as you're making it seem like I just went to bars and got in fights all the time. And that's not
That's what happened for a good 24 months.
But I never, in my mind, I never really started them. I just always saw them starting and then escalated very quickly.
Jay, you want to get in on this for me? You can remember these days.
I'm trying to recall. I don't know if
fighting at Ezzy's when we came out and Chalmers went and got a golf club is
I don't think that started because of Chalmers. I think Chalmers will always be there to join and get one's back. I don't know if he's
true.
I don't think he's the cause. I don't think he's the cause.
No, I'm never the cause. Think about all the Halloween.
See, Chalmers, I tell the truth.
Yes.
But you're an accelerant to a stressful situation that suddenly you get wind that there's beef and you're like,
oh yeah, Chalmers will
die.
Yes.
Yeah, Chalmers might come in and be the escalator.
Yes.
And might actually turn a situation where there might not be a fight and come in with the first
like
swing.
say we're in the stands and I was like looking at a guy.
Because I didn't like my friends being taken advantage of. When I saw a situation, like think about all the Halloween howlers and you would just look over and like all of a sudden we see a friend of ours. Remember how you'd have to put your drink on a table so you could go outside and have a cigarette and that was in like the lobby, but then nobody would ever come pick up their drinks. And so a friend of ours and some guy just started picking up drinks and throwing them in each other's faces as fast as they could.
The best.
And then started fighting. And then 2 other guys came in to their friends, to their friends back. So of course I jumped and I had to get in there.
Let's put this in the context of an NFL fight. What would occur? Let's pretend I'm wearing a Damon Allen jersey or whatever you said earlier. And a guy's giving me the stink eye. You might not be the guy to start the fight, but you're the guy to come running in from out of frame and kick the guy into next Thursday. You're that
right. But up until that moment, there's a part in me that always is like, I'm not going to let this happen. This is not going to happen. But then there's this imaginary line in the floor where it's like, the minute it's crossed, it's like, we don't have a choice. So we might as well get to it. Right. Because it's just, and it's a far one. I never, ever ever went to places wanting to fight ever.
That's true.
Like I hated it. I did hate it. And I don't like, if we were at a football game, I would never want to get in a fight in the stands. But when you're in that moment, I can see how it overcomes you because we've all been there. Right. And so it's just at that point, I never wanted to be somebody who like, when you're sitting in the car on the way home, or you're talking and you're reliving what had happened, that your friends look at you and they're like, where were you, dude? You were there 1 minute and then you ripped.
Oh yeah. You're not that guy.
Right. But I never would want it to be that guy, because that guy, I just don't trust those guys. Right. Like, because you don't ask for this stuff to happen. None of our friends ever, like, there was a couple that like to go out and get in a few.
We had a couple.
And you know,
one guy in our crew who used to tell us at the beginning of every night, we need to get tougher as a crew. That was always exciting. I'm like, he's probably going to do something.
Not fun. But
we're going to get tougher as a crew. I'm like, no, we don't. We're perfectly fine.
No, we definitely
80 people everywhere we go. Numbers
definitely
win.
Don't. Numbers do win. Anyways, okay.
Numbers win fights.
I've also always not liked when guys sit and reminisce about like old fighting stories. I've never really been into that. I don't know why. No, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Sometimes it's not my thing. I don't know.
Like only if it's like it was like really circumstantial and like a bonding moment or something.
Yes.
They're all bonding moments. This is how guys let out steam.
Well, you know what? No. Okay. I'll retract that first statement and I'll say, I don't like when people tell fighting stories that go on with every little detail and take forever. Those are annoying.
Everything's a fighting story. Like that's
also
percent of their content. You're like, okay, fine.
You're sitting around a fire with a bunch of guys that played high level hockey, like maybe some U of A guys or like guys who played in the Dub or something, and they start talking about fighting. You might as well just get up and leave if you can't, because it's just nonstop. And
so you're a big fan of Dropping the Gloves, our podcast at hockeyfights.com. Is that what you're telling me?
They actually don't advocate for violence very much at all.
Oh,
they had a really funny moment. This just reminds me of it. Yesterday, they had Frank on their show yesterday, and so it's John Scott and Tim. And Tim said, all right, Frank Saravalli, gun to your head. Do the Leafs make the playoffs? And John was like, whoa. How about we just like ask him instead of putting a gun to his head? And Frank was from Philly. That's normal for me. I'm used to answering questions with guns to my head. It was very good. Nice interaction.
Yes.
Do you think John Scott was trolling us when he came on the show and said we shouldn't have kept the Nuge?
Yeah, 100%. He trolled us that whole time. It worked.
We took the bait on every single thing. I didn't think he would troll us.
It was perfect. It was perfect from all angles. We did exactly what we had to do. He did exactly what he had to do. Yaremchuk did exactly what he had to do, coming with facts and saying, and then making a bet. It was if people didn't know that it wasn't planned, because it was not planned. None of us talked about the angles we were going to. It was pretty much what I would have planned if I could have. Right. To say like, John Scott, you come on, rip the Oilers, rip their chances. We're going to all get our backs up as fans, but Yaremchuk's going to come with some real heat, some real stats. And then there'll be wagers made out of it. Like I thought it was perfect.
See, I'm extremely immature. Thought it was all real. Not everything is wrestling. And I took it to heart. And I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's like, I listened to the show, man. He's trolling you. Like, what?
100% he was
like, he doesn't actually think the Nuge sucks. I'm like, but he said he did.
I think I don't think he's trolling us as much as you might think he is, Charles.
All right.
I got from it that I didn't think he watches the Oilers a whole lot.
My favorite talk show host in the whole world, Conan O'Brien, left his show at Fox with the words, "Don't be a cynic." So I will not be a cynic and think that was all fake. Maybe
that
was
an intense reference.
Yeah. Okay.
I do enjoy Conan O'Brien as well, Chalmers.
Who doesn't?
If you listen to his new podcast, Charles?
He's good.
No, because
Conan
you know what?
O'Brien needs a friend. It's
That's one of the only podcasts Chalmers doesn't listen to.
I've heard of it.
Exactly.
And I know it really is. Like I found another. Oh man, I'm in the weeds on podcasts right now. I'm running out of time in the day. But that was one I had heard about it, and I really want to listen. What's it called?
Conan O'Brien needs a friend.
Oh, I thought
good. He's got less rules than his show.
Radio Chalmers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What would a podcast with Yaremchuk and Bag Milk sound like?
We've done a bunch of those before.
Yeah, we leave them high and dry quite a bit. Those two.
That's real life.
That is real
We've done a
life.
bunch together.
Real life gets in the way of real life. What can I say?
Someone come up to me once and say, like, you and Bag Milk should just do a podcast yourselves. And I was like,
Maybe we will when we get into the office and we're in the studio.
Got
Do whatever we
yourself
want.
in the mirror.
Wow.
Yeah,
You want to break the band
little-
up and go
little-
solo? Hey,
little
Remchuk, fine,
humble
fine.
Brizag.
Yeah, geez. Shots fired.
Fine.
I've had more than a couple people come to me and say that me and Wanya should just do one. So there.
That'd be good too. I'll do a fucking reaction show to your Remchuk's new podcast called Boy, That Podcast Sucks, and I'll just rip it.
Actually, I have legit had one where people say that me and Jay should just argue at all times about things that
I'm like, that's their friendship.
This is why I like to goat you, buddy.
I know you do.
Goat or goad?
Oh.
I think it's.
I'm about to
goad.
learn something. What
I
the
just
fuck
Googled
does
goat
mean?
or goad.
I believe it's goad.
It's
What does
goad.
goad mean?
GOAD. Provoke or
To taunt.
annoy.
Is it Francais or is it
That's English. That's English.
goad? Don't
Goad.
goad me. Wow. For all intents,
I don't mean to be that guy.
I'm shocked.
I don't mean to be that guy.
No, it's good.
No, it's not. Not necessarily. Depends what you're into this podcast for.
to
If you're here
get
for proper
one's-
grammar.
Yeah.
To get one's goad or get my goat.
Goad.
Goad.
Ooh, that sounds weird.
Goad.
Goad. Goad.
I think we all knew how to say it.
Goad.
I thought it was goat, so I did not.
wait, someone play that voice again.
Yeah, well, I got stressed. Hang on. I got
I
it.
mean, it was literally just.
Goad.
That sounds like who
Goad.
was doing future Wanye in our inbox.
Oh, or is
Are we? Is that still a thing that we do?
Jesus.
Are
Yeah,
we-
what do we
are
hit
we-
back the inbox?
I don't know. You know how it goes here. We kind of just bring
Yeah.
segments in for
Yeah,
2 or
2
3
seconds.
months.
And
And
if I'm keeping it 100, it's probably gone forever.
Somebody DM me the other day, Chalmers. They wanted some construction advice from you. And I was like, oh, it doesn't really work like that. Chalmers just suggested it as a segment only to never do another one.
Okay,
ever.
well, here.
Question,
okay,
Chalmers, before you get started, is now the time to take my my hose off my wall outside.
I was just going to say that. So it is starting to drop to -4 and below at night. So if you have pressure built up in your hose bibs, they will freeze. It will take a long, like -4 is about overnight. It has to be -4 for a good 5, 6, 7 hours before I think any damage could possibly get done. And I don't think that it's going to happen right now. But yes, right
So
now
what do? We take our hoses off the house.
Yeah, all you got to do is just make sure the hose is off the house, because then that releases the pressure and allows the water to filter back. It's basically like I told everybody, like if you were to unscrew your hose bib and pull it out, what you're going to find is about a 16-inch or 14-inch copper tube with a piece of PEX, like with PEX, like plastic tubing on the end of it, right? Like water lines. And the way that they install them is that it's installed back grading. So when you turn off your water, all the water in that copper pipe drains back into your house with the release of the pressure. And the reason is because for about the first 2 to 3 inches of your house from the outside, there's a potential for heat loss. Like it's not great insulation on the wood and stuff. So like that's where it could freeze. So they want the water to filter all the way back into your house so that it's past the insulation, which is about, 6, 8 inches deep, depending on what you have. And therefore now the water that's left in the pipe is on the warm side inside your house. But if you leave the hose on the hose bib outside, after you turn the water off, the water stays pressurized in that line, and it's continuous water from inside the house and then into the hose. And even if you were like to drain your hose out, there's still pressure at that point. So like if you've ever noticed when you undo your hose, a little bit of water comes out the faucet, just a little bit, right? Well, that's the releasing of the pressure. And then the rest of it that doesn't make it out the front just drains back into your house.
You got to release the pressure, Chalmers. You got to let the poison out.
Oh,
You gotta let the poison out.
At least twice a week.
Oh, that's it?
Wow.
What?
Talking about hoses?
Yes.
You might just want to delete back to about 1:00 p.m. this afternoon and just wipe her clean on this one.
Is there actually something there I need to wipe out?
No, there's nothing. There, like as for winterizing your house. So like I live in an older house and a lot of people don't do this, but this is, we have good humidity in Edmonton and in Alberta over the summer months. You'll have a relative humidity in your house of somewhere between 40 and 50%. That's good for your hardwood. That's good for your nose. That's good for natural woods. Like it's just good to have around a 35% moisture, like humidity reading in your house. But in the wintertime, when that cold starts to hit, your humidity can really dip, and it can dip down to like 20. Like in some cases, if you have a poorly insulated house, you could get down to like 15% humidity. And that's just bad for, young kids and getting nosebleeds, sleeping at night, just your overall nasal health during the night while you're sleeping. And, that goad. And then
nasal health.
Not to mention, well, come on, it's important. If you're still stuffed up all night and you can't sleep, you're not going to have very good sleeps, and you're going to wake up and you're going to be unhappy.
Are you thinking about your nasal health, Jay? You should be.
If you put some respect in your nose, man, get some of that nasal health.
Put some here's the pride in your nasal health.
Exactly. Because then if you start using nasal spray, I don't know if you've ever looked at the back of a nasal spray. They say not to use it for more than 3 days consecutively. And if you do, you can start to kill the things in your the things in your nose that stop you from getting
the elves that live in your nose will die.
Yes,
the elves that live in my nose.
It's a known fact.
Here's a known fact. There are tiny elves that live in your nose and make boogers.
That's
yes.
And if you want to kill them,
bats in your nose cave.
Yeah, a lady at the window. That's a polite way to say you have a booger.
Okay, but also if your house gets down to 20% humidity and you have expensive hardwood, that stuff will start to shrink. It could start to crack. It is a problem. I have seen it happen in new houses. I have had.
When should we get the humidifiers out, Chalmers? Now?
Good question.
So, well, yes. So there's two types of humidifiers you can have. You can have one that's an actual humidifier stuck on your furnace that humidifies your house. There's a second type, which you can have, which is a manual one. If you don't know the humidity in your house, that's your first problem. They have little tiny readers. They're like $7 at Home Depot. You can go get it.
How am I supposed to do all this shit? What with Bitcoin and Pooh Shiesty going to jail right away? Who the hell's got time?
Now I got to worry about the elves in my nose dying because I've been using nasal spray.
I'll send you one. I'll send you one on Amazon. It's probably going to be about $7. It'll show up to your house. And then
send it to me, Chalmers. I want to know.
Okay. You need to know the humidity in your house. It's very important. It's very important. And this is also why a lot of people, they were asking me about like water buildup on their windows. Well, that's a humidity problem. That's all it is.
You have health problem.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could create a nose health problem, nasal health problem. Don't start, layman this over here. Nose health. You guys even know what he's talking about.
I'm trying to distill down what the fuck you're saying.
Leave your fucking hose on all winter, you goof.
What I'm saying is
your hose and nose health are both required to be healthy.
How did you move from remove your hose from your house to how to maintain your nose health in one sentence?
No,
it's quite spectacular, really.
Remove your hose, HOES also, by the way.
The nasal health was a byproduct of my larger theme, which was make sure that you are winterizing your house properly for humidity. If you just did a renovation over the summer and you got new hardwood and your humidifier is not working, in December of this year, I can guarantee you will have problems. Guarantee it. You'll be fucked. So get a reputable person to come and look at your humidifier. A humidifier is just simply something that opens up water through it, that creates moisture in the air as your furnace flows through it. Every year, you could have to replace the little solenoid. It's the little tiny valve that opens up and allows water to go in there. This might be boring to people, but
it's not boring. Honestly, it's just something that normal people don't do because they're busy.
Hey, Chalmers,
nose health is very important.
It's not that it doesn't take much time though. This stuff.
I'm looking at Amazon right now. I got a humidity little meter thing here, Chalmers. Now, where do I put this in my house?
Your nose.
You can put it in your bedroom. I mean, if you put it on the second floor, if you put it in your nose, oh my God. I wish you played goad right there. That would have been a really good time for a goad. Okay. So just get two. Hey, if they're cheap, get two. Put one in your kitchen and put one in your bedroom. And then you'll notice that here's a
2-pack. How's this? $14 for two.
Guys,
for both nostrils.
Home ownership is not
5-pack for $20.
You gotta make time.
You're plugging right up if you're going 5-pack.
If I go to 5-pack,
everything, you're airtight. You're airtight with a 5-pack.
It's the biggest investment you make in your life. You want to take care of it.
When we eventually launch our line of real life clothing, home ownership is not easy is going to be one of them.
Okay.
I would think a nose health
Nation meme team, please make something about that.
All my holes will be properly monitored with my 5-pack of humidity.
Yeah,
meters.
Bagmug's going to come to work tomorrow with a thermometer up either nostril, like like Chalmers told me.
It's funny because I give the construction advice that people are asking for, ways to help their house, and really what you guys treat me is the way I treat you when you talk about preseason Oilers hockey.
This construction to me is Brandon Perlini to you.
Yeah.
If this was a podcast about home construction, I could understand the tension in the air, but there is no need to discuss it. Where'd you go, Chalmers? Your video.
We were
he quit.
We
He quit on air.
We
That
were
was the end of it.
strictly a nose
He actually
health
straight up
podcast.
left.
Wow.
I thought he just turned off his camera. All right.
Don't let him back in.
Now's a good enough time to do an ad read for DoorDash. Gotta love our friends at DoorDash. This is just a random tie-in, but yesterday at the office, our friend Eric Sabrowski stopped by for a quick visit. He's the one who pitches and plays baseball. And then later on that night, he messaged me and said, "Hey, what's your DoorDash promo code, Yaremchuk?" And you know what I said to him? I said, "Eric, the DoorDash promo code is Real Life DD, and it gets new customers 25% off and no delivery fees on their first order. Also, we're running a second promo with a second promo code, and it's Oodle 2021. When you order DoorDash or order Oodle Noodle through DoorDash and use the code Oodle 2021, you get $7 off any order of $30 or more. And you can use this code 10 times between now and December 31st.
It's a good deal.
Good deal.
Yep.
It's a great deal.
It's
You could get both
hell of a
spring
deal.
rolls and banana spring rolls, Tyler.
We should throw that on the old. Can we use that on social media, Tyler? Is that a secret
yeah.
MLB
I have-
pictures only?
No, I have posted the Oodle 2021 on our Instagram within the last week.
Bagmilk and
could
I
you
could
put it on the main accounts?
Oodle Noodle one?
You put it on the ON accounts?
Of course.
I don't have
It's
access.
such a good deal. We literally need to tell people this. DoorDash, like I said, is
Of
really
course.
investing into our relationship with Oodle Noodle. So they really want to hook people up. So
You
Watch
want me
how
to
fast I
eat
can
Oodle
roll
Noodle
over
through DoorDash exclusively for the winter, Jay? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, and you get a hot box. If you get a hot box in the winter, it does wonders for your nose health.
Humidity.
Yeah. Chalmers actually recommends you put a hot box in your humidifier down in your furnace.
Yeah.
Do
any
you have a
chance-
humidity box I can order?
Any
Your
chance
whole,
if you're running a low humidity in any nostril, put some sriracha up your nostrils, and that will engage some moisture.
don't
I
do
just-
that. That's
I
bad
just
for
ordered a
me.
5-pack
you didn't
of,
say that, Chalmers?
of
Oh, I thought you
humidity
said that.
meters.
Did you
Have ever
really?
tried-
I just ordered a 5-pack, so I've got some to spare now.
For the next 4 houses you own.
Fucking right. No, I'm going to put them in every room in my house, Chalmers. What should my humidity be at? 60%?
No. 60's high. 60's very high.
Hell was that?
What?
What was that?
He's
Oh.
playing us off. He's playing us off.
No, sorry. I wanted to make a meme about something and I needed to pull up a video to do it.
What a
Well,
life.
guys, I'm sorry. I committed to a meeting at Dog Patch, which is right below my feet. It's a wonderful place. Come check it out in the river.
At 2:00?
Especially at night.
At 2:00 with the gentleman.
3 minutes
from
late. You
Tourism
always do that.
Casper.
Wait,
Where's
Jay,
the
we need your picks for the week, or do you not have time?
Let's go. Well, let's go. Let's our friends at PointsBet want us to know.
They need
and
picks.
also, just so you know, PointsBet and Nation Network are launching a hockey draft right away. So stay tuned. It's coming.
Within minutes, even.
Minutes. By the time people listen to this, it'll be live.
There's been about 30 emails going through my inbox.
It's
throughout this
been
podcast.
aggressive.
It's been aggressive. But when you deal with large corporations, you should see the amount of the emails. Chalmers, you'll probably would love to hear this. How many emails I get from Disney? Holy cow, it's insane.
Mickey Mouse.
Send it
always
forward.
email.
They
Forward
are
them to me. Let
very
me-
thorough.
Hey,
And I respect it.
let me headman this one. Why don't you forward those to me? I'll run with this one, and then I'll circle back and I'll tell you. We'll table it, and then I'll circle back and we'll talk about it later.
Circle back later.
Okay,
Put a
I
pin in it.
need. So for tonight, because I got to jump. What's the prop on Stafford yards?
Stafford yards is set at 297.5.
Barry Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm going Tyler Higbee over 3.5 receptions at -140.
you would go Higbee. You love Higbee.
I do.
I'll go. You know what? I believe in Staffy. I'm going to go the over on Staff, and then I'm picking. Oh fuck! Do we have to pick the winner in that game? Or?
No, you can pick a winner any game of the week.
I'm going to go Tyler Lockett anytime touchdown.
That's a fair one. That's a fair one.
What are the XFL games this weekend? What XFL games are on deck I can bet on here in this story so I can fit in?
Damn it.
Okay.
And then my pick for this weekend is the Eagles +3 over Chalmers fake news Carolina Panthers.
Right. Exactly. That's good news.
Exactly.
Okay,
well, I'm supporting you, buddy.
Carolina is going to win this weekend, though.
Yeah. Oh, you think so?
I do.
I got Jalen Hurts, my fantasy QB. He's great. Also, I cannot send enough love to PointsBet. We love you, PointsBet Canada. Stay tuned for the draft.
NationDrafts.com
everyone for all the stuff
right away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, peace out. I got to hop down the stairs to Dog Patch. I got a meeting waiting.
Yes, you're good. Charles, what are you doing for your prop tonight?
Can I have a minute with that? For somebody who does a lot of this stuff, you'd think that I would be more prepared for this. You know what? I always like player rushing. I have been really not feeling good about Chris Carson recently. So I'm going to go Chris Carson over 40.5 rushing yards. That is what my heart wants because I also have him in some fantasy. So I'm going to go Chris Carson over 40.5 rushing yards. What do you got on PointsBet?
I can find that for you in a second here. Rushing props. Carson on PointsBet is. They don't have anything posted. Oh,
well, let's just go.
He said at 50.5.
What? 50.5?
That is what you want if you want to get even money on it. Yes.
Well, that's nuts. My the other betting site that I was able to pull up very easily because that's the one that I use. Listen, I honestly, okay, you want to put it all out there?
No.
What is the website for PointsBet Canada? What is it? What's the URL?
I am on NJ for New Jersey.pointsbet.com and it gives me the best lines so I can look at them. You just can't bet in Alberta on PointsBet yet. You just look at the odds.
They're doing it right.
They're doing it the right way, damn it.
Oh, here we go. Okay. See, I just needed to know, bro. That's all. Okay. On PointsBet, I am looking at today's game, which is I don't know how to use this site. Tell you that much.
God, the listeners, they're probably just loving this.
Oh, there aren't any listeners. It's okay.
Oh, good.
They're like, I wish they would talk over each other again.
This is an excellent podcast.
It was a good one.
I think it was a really good episode.
It was.
Okay. I am going to go, you know what? Screw it. Chris Carson. Actually, he's playing against Aaron Donald. You know what? Why don't we circle back? Let's do I'll do both my spread and my tonight prop pick. You guys do your spreads.
So Jay is
Chalmers.
What?
Nope. Yarmchuk had something to say.
All right. I'm on Higbee over 3.5 receptions. Jay is on Stafford over 297 passing yards. Bag Milk is on a Tyler Lockett anytime touchdown. And then that brings us to Chalmers, but we're going to skip him, go to our spread picks. Jay is on Philly +3. I'm taking Arizona -5. Bag Milk, what do you want?
I'm taking, I really need one. What is my record? 1-5 or something?
Yes.
It's bad. So I'm going to go Cowboys over the Giants on
Sounds
the
good.
spread.
Chalmers, here's how we'll do for me. Say a guy's name, and then I'll guess if it's a real player or a name you made up.
Henry Gizmo Williams.
Tyler Higbee.
Tyler Higbee. Fake.
No, he's a real tight end, and he will tonight go over 40.5 receiving yards. Yaremchuk, clock it.
Higbee over 40.5.
Yep, 40.5 receiving yards. My man.
Yep. Sounds good. And your pick against the spread this week?
Well, come on. I just did the first one. Like, give me a second. I just have to look at it. Honestly, it'll take me
we
2
do
seconds.
this every Thursday, my guy.
Yes, I do. I really,
He's touching
really
the bridge of his nose. You goaded him.
Wanye. Condre Diggs.
Real.
Condre Diggs. Okay. You guys are idiots sometimes.
Well, no one's listening.
I do like it a lot. I am going to take the Ravens over -7. The Ravens -7 on the Monday Night Football game against the Colts.
Very good. All right. The picks are in. Good work, everybody. I'm glad we got through
It
that.
took a minute to get there, but we got there.
Yeah, we
Tonight,
got there.
I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to win and win heavily. So I should have
Tonight.
probably taken -3. Sorry,
you were
not
going
tonight.
you were going to be watching the Oilers against the Canucks on Sportsnet 1.
No, I'll be
I
watching
will.
the Seahawks and the Rams. Sorry, I was looking at the first game on Sunday morning. Actually, that's another thing is if you are in a fantasy league or you are a bettor, remember there is a London game this weekend. It is Jets versus Falcons.
What time?
It will be on at 7:30 a.m. our time, Mountain Standard, 9:30 Eastern.
He's sleeping.
Meaning, my wife gets her favorite thing ever. Where
You to
not only
leave
does-
for extended
not o-
periods of time. Boom.
not only do we get 11 straight hours of football, but now we get 14 straight hours of football for the day. So here's to us.
Here's to us.
Yeah.
And now a
More-
long pause followed by us talking over each other.
But
Yep.
It works. That's what the people
Goad.
want. They want the nonsense.
Fucking right.
Goad.
Go.
Are you seeing all the stuff about Jake Paul fighting like Tyson and Tom, what's his name? Some Fury guy.
How does he just
Tommy-
decide
Tommy
he
Fury?
can fight these people?
Tyson
Just money,
Fury.
right?
No,
Tyson Fury's a heavyweight champion.
Tyson Fury is fighting Deontay Wilder, and they're fighting for the third time. This guy's name is Tommy Fury. Yeah, Tommy Fury, and he wants to fight him. I don't know. What?
I wouldn't fight Mike Tyson if he was 90.
I wouldn't fight him either. That's why I thought when George LaRock kept saying that he wanted to fight Mike Tyson, I'm like, man, George, I love you, buddy, but you're fucking crazy,
You'd
dude.
die.
He smokes an intense amount of weed these days. I saw
Tyson?
him on
Yeah, Mike
Yeah,
No,
Tyson.
he
I
doesn't.
saw-
He quit it all because he was
No, he
training for a
didn't.
fight.
I just saw him on Instagram having
he's
an
back?
interview with a guy, and he was asking the guy if he could take Tekashi 6ix9ine or something. And as the dude was answering, he took about 3 or 4 like big pulls, and like, you know, when you watch guys smoke weed and they blow a little out, but then suck it back in and like, or let it go up their nose and suck it all in and
like Snoop Dogg.
deeply inhale. That's what Tyson was doing. Like he must have been so baked.
Sometimes you got
He has that strain of weed and then the Tyson Ranch, right? He does that hot boxing with Mike Tyson podcast. But I thought he went off the weed because he was training for a fight and he got all jacked up and shit.
No. I mean, he is jacked up and he's super fast, but I don't think he stopped the weed.
This is a report out of late October 2020. It's estimated that Mike Tyson makes about 500,000 English pounds a month through his weed business.
I don't know what that means.
It's called Tyson University for one of
That's
the
like
weed farmers.
750,000 American is what is it?
Tyson
1 point-
Holistic Label
Huh.
is the brand.
Bieber just started a weed company.
Did he?
Yeah. Called like Peaches or something after that jam Peaches.
Oh, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Half
he
a
gets his
million
peaches in
pounds a
Georgia.
month. God damn, Mike Tyson.
All right. I think I'm going to wrap up this pod. Sorry, guys.
Oh, wow.
Why?
That's strange. JK, the mics have never been plugged in the entire time.
Okay, so
Hey, these new mics sound fucking good, man. I think
They
the
do,
listeners
they
are going to appreciate this.
Okay, so here's something to look forward to because you guys do a hell of a job at teasing the audience. Next week, we're not obviously having a show on Monday, so we're going to do a show on Tuesday, and then Thursday we're all going to do what? Aren't we?
We're doing a show on Tuesday.
Well, we were talking about, I mean, fuck, no one ever responds to me in the damn group chat.
It's because you text at like 7:01 a.m. Like, are you good for 1 p.m.? How the fuck am I supposed to know where my day's going to take?
The amount of texts that Tyler sends me before I'm even awake is alarming.
Okay. I sent a text yesterday at 4:00 in the afternoon. I said, let's aim for next Thursday. Recap the Oilers home opener in person. Also, we need to move the time we record this every week. Is everyone okay with 2:30? And just no one said anything. And then today at 11:55, I said, we good to start at 1? And Jay was the only one who responded.
I mean,
I feel
like
like
to keep
you
you guessing.
I feel like you just know I'll be here, Tyler.
I know.
Like I am a rock in your life.
Yeah, me too.
But then we sit there and next week we'll be like, all right, we're recording at 2:30. And I guarantee one of you is going to be like, why the fuck are we doing that?
Well, it's a bit late, but there is that. Chalmers, I would also note that I was so excited about this podcast. I did it for 2.5 years before any of you showed up while Bag Milk was there.
Yeah, thank you.
I was prepping.
Yes.
Well, 2:30, we're going to do it next Thursday in the actual studio, all live. Should we
So
bring
come down here, Charles?
So we have yeah. Well, that's the whole point of this next Thursday, isn't it? We all do it together.
Or do we want to do one Tuesday? We can do one Tuesday and Thursday.
No, I don't want to do it Tuesday.
Is there a special episode or something?
Okay.
No,
we're just skipping.
Thanksgiving's on Monday.
Yeah, we're skipping. There will be no episode Monday. Our next episode after this will be 7 days from now. Next Thursday, 2:30 in studio, recapping the Oilers' first game of the year.
We're gonna christen it with a cocktail, or we'll have a nice,
legally we will not.
We legally will. God damn it! Because part of my language, we've got a beer fridge right here that says Oilers Nation on the front. We'll drink all we want.
Before we wrap up, Tyler, I want to talk about, because you do have to work on Monday. What are you doing on Monday?
It is the official launch of the Daily Face-Off Show with Frank Saravalli and a very interesting rotating cast of co-hosts and myself every single day. It's going to be live at 10 o'clock Mountain Time. That's noon Eastern, because, you know, it's a big show and we got to do it for the people out East. So every day live, 10 o'clock Mountain Time. It's only 23 to 25 minutes long. It's nice and tight. We start the show with like 4 topics and, oh, come on. Come on, you guys.
Don't say nice and tight and not expect a face.
We start the show with 4 topics. We debate them. Then we go to a big segment. Then we do a betting preview. And then we do an inbox. So if you have any questions, feel free, send them in. And yeah, we just go around the entire NHL. We got 2 former NHLers signed on to do the show. We got a former NHL executive signed on to do the show. Well, one of them is Mike McKenna. The other one we haven't announced yet. The executive we also haven't announced yet because we had to ask the team that fired him for permission.
Oh,
it was hilarious.
Was it Chiarelli? If you have Beater Chiarelli on a podcast, I'm not listening.
And yeah, we got former NHL official Tim Peel. He'll be by once in a while.
Tweed jackets and shit.
Hey, I feel like Yaremchuk, I want to say this in person to you. I know that you sent me a couple of emails, and I'm sorry I couldn't do it, but about being the first guest on that show.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I'm sorry. You know, I
would have loved it.
I know. I saw him on Sportsnet the other day. It was so good. He's just repping DFO, it was awesome. And I love having old Kenny Reed saying, you know, for Daily Faceoff, that's Frank Saravalli. It's
unbelievable.
Pretty legit.
It's pretty good.
Your old bozo pals have done it all right, haven't we?
And then you know how good Frank is. And then there's this other dipshit who was on there last night to break like. No. He does a Blue Jays podcast out of Toronto. And you probably know who he is, Yaremchuk. But literally, Ken Reed's like, we're going to play a game. It's what's the percentage? And why do you think that? What's the percentage chance that Robbie Ray will be back with the team? The guy answered the whole question without giving the percentage. Ken Reed had to be like, okay, so what's the percentage? He goes, 50-50. I'm like, this guy's an idiot. And then he goes, Marcus Stroman, what's the chances? He didn't give another percentage. I'm like, I can't watch this guy. The whole game is about percentages, you moron.
If I was on that show, Chalmers, I'd be like, do you remember how Kelly Gruber used to wear glasses when he played?
And John Olerud wore a helmet at first base?
Really?
Yeah. And Pat Tabler looked just like Kelly Gruber, but was Pat Tabler.
Who was the guy who slid into second and his pants busted in the MLB? He's like a designated hitter.
His belt, yeah. His
pants exploded. That was the best thing that ever happened in baseball.
Well, no, but Pablo Sandoval once had a swing that was so hard that it blew his belt apart.
That's the best. If that was the game, I'd watch every 160 of them.
That's why I missed when the umps first started checking pitchers for sticky tack and the guys would start to actually take their clothes off as opposed to just handing them their hat and gloves. That was very entertaining to me. I missed that.
That's good.
You're Yaremchuk.
Yep.
Is the so ALDS between the White Sox and the Houston Astros starting right now?
Yes, 2:00.
Holy smokereenies.
Yep.
So you got time to watch that, Chalmers, and then the preseason game between the Edmonton Oilers and Vancouver Canucks at 7 p.m. on Sportsnet 1.
Yep.
I'll be watching that game.
See you there. I'll live tweet it.
At Oilers Nation, I am live tweeting it, Mr.
Chalmers, you should live tweet it, man.
Live tweet a hockey game?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think
we've only been doing it for 100 years.
Yeah. Why would you laugh at the Oilers Nation guys that live tweeting a hockey game is lame?
No. You guys are cool doing it. It's the people like me that are doing it because like a goal is scored. I don't need 17 people in a matter of 1 second telling me that a goal was just
Perlini
scored.
just scored. Perlini.
I like the little tidbits of information that I get from like you guys and Gregor and like That's fun stuff.
I've been on Twitter heavy for the playoffs and now in preseason, and I'm getting into a scrap every game. It's so fun.
Well, I hope you, honestly, I hope you get into another scrap today. I was going to say, I hope you don't, but they're actually kind of funny. So anyway,
I was lipping off Flames Nation hard last game. And I was like, I'm going to log in as Flames Nation and fight myself. And everyone's like, yay.
Well, you could do the same thing with Canucks Army tonight. Take that, quads.
Ramchek, I know you're annoyed. We'll let you end the show.
That's going to do it for episode 319 of the Real Life Podcast. Shout out to the HGA Group, DoorDash, Twig and Berries, and PointsBet. We'll be back 7 days from now when there will be actual regular season hockey to talk about.
Call this one goad.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.